Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Hello?
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention. Attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Later.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. A better place. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
A plumpish woman in a white coat is sitting at a table surrounded by screens. Her fingers fly rapidly over the keyboard, the sharp click of the keys like distant gunfire. As you approach, the clicking of the keyboard stops, and the white raises her eyes to study you. She doesn't seem angry or irritated, but her glance is so cold it gives you chills. Without a word, she returns to her work as if you didn't exist.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
A lean woman is hunched over the console, hair pulled back in a tight knot. As the doors close behind you with a quiet hiss, she turns briskly to face you.
You have an appointment, an examination, am I right? Know this. You must submit to a blood test and show me your Selectron as your ID. Some sly dogs have been coming around twice for an extra 100.
Her voice is firm and loud, and she's spinning a ring of keys on her finger, one that was sticking out of the console a moment ago.
Your life will be forfeit.
The badge on her white coat reads, Henrietta Russo, Project Director. The coat itself is flecked with several stains in different colors. Russo follows your gaze down to her soiled coat.
It's soda. This crap doesn't wash off.
A better place.
A baffled grimace appears on the woman's flushed face.
Then why are you here? Don't you want your examination, medical assistance, and 100 calm bombs to guzzle away in Beth's bar?
In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
She spreads her arms as if to embrace the entire hall.
This is Emulator, the place they began to build immediately after the incident. As you can see, it's still being built, so I can't show you any miracles yet. Anything else that interests you?
Remember,
Henrietta
our
looks
honest work will
skeptical.
make the world a better place.
Yes, you're hallucinating.
A better place.
You're seeing Grace Slick flying around in a fairy costume, flashing her tits at you. The usual.
She gives you an apologetic pat on the shoulder.
Don't get mad. It's just that I get told about hallucinations by nearly everyone I meet. That's why you have to pass the simplest test right now. I have to be certain you really cross paths with Maelstrom.
The White explains, taking a notebook out of her pocket.
So, first question. Where did you contact Maelstrom?
Russo taps pen on pad impatiently.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
The White gives you a skeptical look but makes no comment. Russo writes something down and turns the page.
Second question. Describe your interaction with Maelstrom.
The pen stops in Henrietta's fingers.
Okay. You were navigating the fog and talking to them.
She shuts the notebook.
Let's get down to your examination. Stand here. I'm going to prepare special parameters for the scan. This will take some time.
World a better place.
Russo puts the scanner back on the computer console and studies you, deep in thought.
I could use a smoke after that. And I don't smoke, by the way.
She says. Henrietta walks a full circle around you and stops in front of you again.
What can I say? That was the best 100 we've ever spent. Your vitals are downright incredible. The sensors are off the scale. Even the fobs don't show these metrics. And unlike them, your brains haven't turned into mush, supposedly. I'm going to say this now. I need you to become part of this project. What do you say to that?
The White is looking at you expectantly. Henrietta snaps her fingers.
A fair question. However, the point is you're not helping me, you're helping all mankind. We're all locked up in here with everything that implies. Maelstrom unstable, politicians squabbling, and communication with the outside world still unavailable.
Your life will be forfeit.
She catches your eyes.
I have faith in the Emulatorprojekt. I believe it will protect us from Maelstrom, wandering across the desert and frying people's brains. I believe we can use that force for good, but I'm short of both resources and manpower. That's why I need help from someone with a unique psychic field. You could be a critical piece of the scientific jigsaw puzzle.
Our honest work
When we solve it,
a better place.
we'll get the answers to all our questions. Moreover, it's about profit and prestige. You can't imagine how many doors will fly open to an employee of the Emulatorprojekt. You'll have money, fame, and all the power you could possibly need.
In case of damage,
And you're still asking why? I call it the ultimate offer. So, do you accept?
Russo offers her hand. She assumes a mocking expression.
They aren't. The emulator is the only project aiming to reign in Maelstrom. All the others, Carmine Heights, the Phalanx, the Church, are sitting pretty. They're busy with their little political squabbles while the scientists are tilting at windmills.
better place. World, a better place.
The White looks at you with new respect.
A bit idealistic, but I see your point.
Russo nods toward the bulletproof glass.
As we agreed, let's get straight to the point.
Henrietta gestures for you to come over. She stops near the control panel to examine a massive construction hanging from the ceiling of the main hall.
Case of damage, your life
She fixes you with her gaze.
Long story short, in 1976, the incident started in Nashville. Maelstrom broke free of the excavation zone, destroyed the spire, and killed a lot of people. And those who weren't killed outright had their brains fried into non-existence. If that was an experiment, I'd call it a total fail.
Russo raises her head to study the green lights high up under the complex's ceiling with acute fascination.
Everybody was in a panic all that year, waiting every day for the end of the world. But Nakamura was able to overcome the disturbances and evacuated the bigger part of the survivors here. She offered autonomy to anyone who wanted it, those from Phalanx and Carmine Heights, and decided that something must be done about Maelstrom in the center of the dome. Thus, the emulator was born.
Henrietta clasps her hands behind her back and walks around the room.
Things went quite well over the next 2 years. Maelstrom showed no activity, and all the trials were right on schedule. But several months ago, our sensors detected that Maelstrom had begun to grow, to become stronger. From my own calculations, I realized we needed the help of all those different people. Someone needs to search for relics for the emulator, and help with the coding. Otherwise, the Nashville megalo anomaly will overtake us. It will be too late.
The White clenches her teeth and shakes her head. It's the first time you've ever seen her this serious.
That's why they're here. Spencer, Abbott and his nutty buddy Santiago, and of course Karma. Our relationship with her has been sour since day one. Kimiko sacrificed a lot for them to be here, and I only lost control over the project. You know I would shove my ambitions and call it a day, if that was of any use to the emulator, but...
She points downwards. From the edge of the balcony, you can see a mishmash of burnt wires and the melted remains of some relic.
Now it's all gone to hell. The price has already been paid, but there were no results. The trials were unsuccessful. That's why I need help. And that's why I believe you're twice as valuable an employee.
Russo sinks into the chair.
Told you! Welcome aboard. I forgot to add that this Titanic is barely staying afloat, and there's another iceberg dead ahead. But we can still sail through, if we really do give it our best.
Henrietta is sitting behind the console, visibly tired. She's taken her shoes off, and you can see bright green socks peeping out from the edge of the console.
I am a bit short of breath from that pretentious speech, but hopefully you can understand we have the same goals now. And it's time for us to discuss the details. Shall we?
She waits for you to agree.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Great. Let's begin.
Henrietta opens her notebook. She runs her eye rapidly over the lines.
Past trials were unsuccessful. That's why it's so important to do everything right, and get the system ready for the new trials and a test run as soon as possible. Let's see what we have on that list.
Biting her lip, Russo checks her notepad.
Let's start with the driver. It's not installed. Karma Ishtwani is responsible for it. Her door is next to mine, by the way. Find out what's going on.
A better place.
Next, our transcriptor got fried during the recent trials. The new one is supposed to arrive via Phalanx caravan, but nothing's come yet. Go poke Don Spencer. He must know something about it. Spencer usually hangs out with his caravan buddies in the market square.
She makes a note in her notebook.
Yes, you should also talk to those nutty church people. Santiago, he usually preaches near the city entrance. Promised me a special version of the teleglasses to connect to the emulator. And what do you suppose he's given me so far? Nothing. I still haven't seen those damn glasses.
The White seems to be losing her temper a little bit at a time. She rubs her forehead tiredly and sets her notebook aside.
Everything isn't going smoothly for us either. Since the tests, the system's power supply hasn't been restored. Talk to Technician Clayton Montgomery on Magellan's reactor level. I almost forgot. The emulator needs anomaly essence to work. This essence can be found in various parts of the dome, but we don't have a lot of time. Do you know about the picnic neutral zone? Well, that place in the swamps is full of anomalies. Talk to the people out there. They'll have essence for sure.
Henrietta grows absent, perhaps reviewing what she said in case she's forgotten anything important. Russo looks at you.
So, this is what we're going to do. I'm staying here to prepare the trial program and make sure no one fiddles with the emulator. You handle everything else. Better start with Magellan. I have a feeling they've got some hidden agenda, okay?
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.